Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck. I'm a parenting expert, and people often want to know where feelings come in with some of the self-government skills and principles that I teach. Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about why is it important to help children express their feelings. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why it's important that we help children express their feelings. And as a bonus, I'm also going to talk about how you can help your children express their feelings better. Number 1, children need to be understood. If they don't feel like somebody understands them, then they hold a lot inside. It creates a lot of anxiety inside to not feel like somebody knows what you're feeling, what you might be fearing, or what kind of needs that you might have emotionally, even physically. And sometimes we get a strong feeling that we need to share so that we feel like we're finally understood. Contrary to popular belief, I actually have found that when a person has strong feelings, it is important to guide them for how to express those feelings. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in this video. When a person expresses their feelings, they get to hear their own thoughts. It's like being a fly on the wall listening to yourself. So when they're explaining themselves to you or to somebody else, they get the chance to see where they're really coming from. Sometimes they can solve their own problem just by listening to themselves share it with you. Sometimes we just need a sounding board, and we should be that for our children. It's healthy to have someone to talk to. Number 3, we need to find the truth. So when we're expressing our feelings, oftentimes we recognize when we're being a little bit irrational, or maybe we're just caught up in the feelings and not recognizing the truths that we know really are true. So when a person gets the chance to share their feelings and be understood, it also helps them open the doors of their mind to be able to accept truth. Once they've shared what they need to share, then usually they're open to hearing suggestions or observations that somebody who cared enough to listen might be sharing with them. Another reason that a person needs to be able to share their emotions is because they need to solve their problems. If we don't get the opportunity to talk about what we're feeling, what we're doing, the things we're going through, then we feel stuck. And our children need to know that their problems can be solved, which means that we need to help them have a time where they can express their emotions and their feelings about things. But again, the way they do it could make all the difference. So we'll talk about that coming up. The 5th reason for why it's important to help children express their feelings is so that they can learn good communication skills. Obviously, we need to be able to talk about everything, even our feelings, and we need to know the proper way to do that. So if we encourage them to express their feelings and we teach them how to do it in a way that will be accepted by many people and will be productive and not something that will put them in emotional bondage, then we are giving them a skill for life. These skills are part of self-government teaching. So I am known for my teaching about self-government, and you can find a lot more about that by taking the Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, which is on teachingselfgovernment.com. So how now do you help the child express themselves and express their feelings in a way that's going to lead to that freedom and that type of understanding? Let's talk about that. So how do you help your children express their feelings? You do it in a predetermined way, which means you plan out ahead of time. If we have something that we really need to express to somebody else and we need to seek understanding in some way, this is how we will do it. So you make plans, maybe even use a script so that a person has something to hold on to so that they don't get so emotional that it distracts them from being understood. One script that we use in the Teaching Self-Government Parenting program is a skill called disagreeing appropriately. Oftentimes when a person has feelings that they need to share, it's usually wrapped up in a circumstance where they felt misunderstood or something that has been disappointing to them, maybe that you might even be involved in. So they come to you and they say, "Mom or Dad, may I disagree appropriately?" That reminds the parent that, oh, they need to be understood about something. I've told my children that if they ever come to me and say, "Mom, may I disagree appropriately?" that I will always say, "Yes, you may." Unless they just disagreed appropriately about the same thing, I still gave them a no answer and they weren't accepting it. Then, of course, I could say no. Anyway, so they come and they share that they understand my point of view. They keep a calm face, voice, and body about their statement that they're going to say, and then they express their point of view and they listen to what I have to say about it. We may discuss it for a while, and then I give them my decision on whatever that happens to be. At that point, they have to stay calm and accept it and choose to drop the subject because they were understood, we did talk about it, and it's now okay to just let it go. That is an important part of training a person to handle their feelings, is teaching them that it is okay sometimes to let those feelings go. In fact, it's really healthy to let those feelings go. If you hold on to them forever, then they'll end up controlling you. So we teach them to disagree appropriately. This also maintains respect. If a person is going to express their feelings, they need to do it in a respectful manner. There are roles within the family. There are roles at school. There are roles in our community. So in the family, certain people in the family have parental authority. The parents, obviously. So if a person is the parent, they are the leader, the teacher, the one that guides the child. And so they do have the final say about things. They are the moral authority in the family. And the child's role is learner. They are supposed to be learning from their parents and gaining knowledge from them. So they have to be respectful. If they're not respectful, it leads to dysfunction. It will also lead to not being understood. So this doesn't help them, and it certainly doesn't help you understand them any better either. So being respectful, that's easier said than done, especially if you've got a lot of emotions going through you at the time. So if you have feelings you need to share, you might need to check yourself and make sure that you're calm first before you express those feelings. So how does a person get calm? Well, that's a whole skill set. I actually have a 6-step process for how to become calm when you're not, and how to help another person get calm without losing your calmness at the same time. This process is part of my Calm Parenting Toolkit. There's a link below this video that you can click to the Calm Parenting Toolkit that will take you there, and you can have it for free, just as my gift to you, because calmness is an important, integral part of being understood. Another important part of how we should communicate our feelings to another person is with the spirit of productivity, meaning if we're going to express these feelings, there has to be something productive that can come of it. We need to be ready to be productive, which means that if you share your feelings with another person, they might start giving you suggestions for how to handle those problems. Are you ready to hear suggestions for how to handle those problems? You need to prepare yourself to be productive. When your child is thinking about expressing their feelings, make sure to prepare them by saying, you know, when we express our feelings with each other, then we can find solutions to our problems. We can be productive and move toward a fix so we don't have to be stuck feeling this way forever. Let them know that even dropping the subject is productive. Sometimes you can't solve a problem just with a talk. Sometimes it lingers there and bothers you for a minute. But if you can drop the subject, if you can let it go, then that's still a productive thing to do, because it saves you all of the worry and that mental anxiety. When you want to be understood, you need to be open-minded. So they need to know that they need to come to you ready to learn. Open-minded, ready to hear what you have to say. That's why you tell somebody something, because you want them to be part of the solution. Now, I know sometimes we just share our feelings with someone and we don't really want someone to tell us the fix. If that's the case, then we need to make a rule for that. We need to have some sort of a guideline where we say, sometimes there might be a moment where you just want to tell me how you feel and then you're going to be done and you're going to drop the subject and it's going to be over and you don't want me to tell you how to fix it. If that's the case, then you need to pre-teach me by saying, Mom, there's something that I want to tell you how I feel. I know that it's just a feeling I'm having and I can let it go, but I just wanted to tell you before I did that. I don't need you to give me suggestions on how to fix this one. I think I know how and I'll share that with you, but I just wanted to tell you, right? That's okay too. But they're going to need to prepare you. Otherwise, they need to be ready and open-minded to hear what somebody else has to say. Part of productively expressing feelings is being honest. So that means that we need to say the truth and find the truth. This is a trap that a lot of people run into. They start expressing their feelings, which oftentimes are wrapped in emotion, and then those emotions are oftentimes lies that are inside your brain, that those emotions are feeding chemicals to your logic, and they're making it so that you're not very rational. So then they come to you wanting to express their feelings, and they're in a place where they are holding on to a whole bunch of lies. This is very counterproductive. So they feel even expressing their feelings isn't going to do them any good because they've already made up their decision for how they're going to handle it, or if it can or can't be handled. So the best thing to do is to get calm first. Get calm, then come and try to find the truth. If both people communicating aren't calm, you won't find the truth, because being in an emotional place means that you are in a place where you're buying into excuses and lies that are going to get you stuck. Everything that we've been talking about is self-government. How do you express your feelings? You use self-government. And you also help your children by being that listening ear for them. There should be nothing that they can't talk to you about. If you've enjoyed this video about one little piece of self-government, I know you'll love my next video, which is, what does self-government mean as a child? Click on that video now and learn more skills of self-government.